Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is YAHMAD. Today we're going to be looking at the November 2016 paper 3 from the CIE ICT IGCSE course. We're going to be focusing on website section of this paper. I've already completed this paper using Adobe Dreamweaver, but what I'm going to be doing now is completing this section using Microsoft Expression Web 4. So this is the software I'm using now to complete the website section of paper 3s. So let's go down and let's look at the task 1 evidence. So since I've already completed this paper, I've got parts of this evidence document already complete. I will be obviously inserting a new print screens from Microsoft Web Expression. Right, task 2. Okay, so we work for Hot House Design and been asked to create some web pages. So the home page and 3 other pages have been started, as you can see here. So before we start, what we need to do is create a new folder. Let me copy this here. In your source folder. So to create a new folder, you simply right click and select on folder. Copy and paste the name in. And then what we need to do is basically locate the following folders or the following files and place them into your 163_HTML folder. So that's the name of the folder that we just created. So the first thing we're going to do is let's look for the beach picture, which is that one there. Okay, then we need to copy in the pictures ending in 1 all the way to 8, which are these ones here. So I'm going to press Control and Shift on my computer to select them all. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's move these files, pictures into the folder. Okay. Then we need to select the logo picture and then move the 4 HTML files in. So here's the logo picture. Let's select all of these files here. I think the next one was the CSS. Yep. And then pictures 30 all the way to 34. Yep, so this one here all the way to 34. Let's move these pictures in. Okay, so that's the first part done. Let's go down. Now we have to open and examine all of the supplied pages. So let's click on our folder. What we can do, we can right click and we can edit with Microsoft Expression Web 4. So that's the first page. Second page. Third page and a fourth page. You can also open up the files by going to File and Open and then browsing for the particular files that you're looking for. Right, so what do we need to do for the question? So evaluate the efficiency of the markup for these pages and explain how improvements could be made. So for evidence 1, type your evaluation into your evidence document using no more than 100 words. So you'll notice on each page, so if we go to the first page, that's the design. So you can look at the design part of the page as well, it doesn't really matter. Okay, but let's go back to the code. And you'll see on each page we have CSS which has been embedded into the HTML. Okay, so this obviously has to be repeated for each page. So you can see on the next page we've got some CSS embedded into the HTML. And again, a CSS appears at the top of the page, and again. So this has been typed out separately for each page. It's not a case of you've got one style sheet and you've attached it to many web pages. So in question, or in the evidence, what I've done is, said is internal styles are not efficient for these pages. One style sheet could be created and attached to all of these pages. So this would avoid the duplication of effort to create and edit style sheets. So let's say, for example, since these styles have been created separately on each web page, if I had to make one change, I'd basically have to make the same changes to all of the style sheets. What you could have done is create one style sheet and attach it to many web pages. If changes were necessary, then you can only change the one style sheet. Let's see what else I included. With an attached style sheet, you would only have to make the changes once to the CSS, and the changes would automatically update on each of the web pages. Okay, so now the next question is, using a suitable software package, open a web page nov163gtb.htm. So I think we've already opened up this file, so let's try and find it. Yep, it's this one here. Okay, so replace the text, a candidate, and then these characters here with your name, center number, and candidate number. So let me just get rid of this box here. Yeah, so last updated by, and what do we need to do? So we need to replace the text, a candidate, with your name, and then this text with your center number, and then this with your candidate number. So for my center number, I'll use 5678. Okay, and then for my, so that's my center number. For my candidate number, I'll use 1234, and then I'll include my name as well, just at the start. Okay, right, replace the text image A with the image 163beach.jpg. So let me just first of all highlight, say I've done this. So where's, is it image A? Yeah, image A with the beach picture. So let's get rid of this text here. Okay, and let's click here to insert the picture of the beach. So if we go back to 2016, we're doing a November paper now. And yeah, this is a beach picture. So every time I include or insert images, you should always put in alternative text. So the question paper may ask you later to include alternative text. But yeah, so make sure appropriate text is displayed if this image is not available. So alternative text will appear if the picture does not load up. Since it's a picture of a beach, let's type in beach as the alternative text. Okay. Okay, so let's look at the next question. So question 3, replace the text image B with the image 163 logo.jpg. So the text image B is over here. So we can just highlight the text or we can delete it, doesn't really matter. Let's click on the icon to insert a picture and let's select the logo picture. So 163 logo. Again, include the alternative text. So if the logo does not appear, then the alternative text will be displayed. Press OK. Resize this image to 1000 pixels high. Okay, so to resize the picture, right click on it, go to picture properties. If you forget to include the alternative text, you can always include it here. So the appearance and the height will be 1000 pixels high. We don't want to maintain the aspect ratio. How wide would a picture be? So it would be 380 pixels wide. Okay, so 380. Okay, so let me just double check if that did change. Yeah, 1000 by 380. Okay. The final bullet point says make sure appropriate text is displayed if the image is not available. So that's what we did when we inserted the image. If you go to the code, you can see the alternative text is also displayed in the code as well. So here we got the alternative text logo, and for the beach picture, you got beach as the alternative text. And you can also see the dimensions of the picture as well. So this picture is now 1000 by 380. Okay, so what's next? Using the most appropriate image from 163 image 1 to 163 image 8, replace the text. So image C with the image of chef preparing food. Okay, so where's so we basically, yeah, we've got to replace the text image C. So let's delete that text. Go to the insert picture, and if you want, you can increase the size of the pictures to see what you're doing. So yeah, so this looks like a chef preparing food. Yeah, that's the closest one. And what we can do, we can include some alternative text. Let me just delete this. So if the picture doesn't load up, this text will be displayed instead. Okay, so that's the first picture. Image D with the image of an elephant ride. So we can delete this. Again, let's insert a picture, and that looks like the elephant ride. Let's include the alternative text. And image E, the image of a riverboat. So let's scroll down. Let's get rid of image E. Again, we can click on the icon to insert. So yeah, we're looking for the riverboat. And again, we can include the alternative text. Okay, so question 4 is complete. Make the text click here. So let's first of all find the text click here. Yep. A hyperlink to return to the top of the page. Okay, so before we can create the hyperlink, we need to create an anchor or a bookmark. Now to get to the top of the page, if we go to code, okay, and if you click just below the body, this will now make us, or this will now put us at the top of the page. Okay, so if you click just below the body, we're now at the top of the page, and now we can insert an anchor or bookmark. So to insert a bookmark, what does it say here? Yeah, it doesn't really tell you to insert one, but we have to if you want to get back to the top of the page. So if we click on insert, actually let's go to design view, insert bookmark, let's call it top. Okay, so if you go to the code, there'll be a piece of code here. This is for the anchor to return to the top. You can't see it. Let's go to the bottom of the page. If I highlight the text, click here, let's right click to hyperlink it now, and we want to link it in this document. So if you go to place in this document and you want to link it to the bookmark, which is at the top of the page, that's okay. You check to see if this is working if you go into the browser, and what will happen is if we go to the bottom of the page and if I click on that link, so if I click on click here, it should return me back to the top of the page. Okay, so that's that part done. Also, if you go into your code, you can see the anchor link is here as well in the HTML code, and that's what's going to get marked. Okay, that's that part done. Question 6, make the text hothouse design. Okay, so where's hothouse design? Here. A hyperlink to send an email message to hothousedesign at cie.org.uk. So let me copy this address. So to create an email link, highlight the text, click on hyperlink, go to email address and type in the email address. You'll notice mail to appears at the start, which is normal. And we also have a subject line. It's a web design inquiry. So let's copy that into the subject line. Click on OK. And again, you can see the text has gone blue, so it tells you it's a hyperlink. If you go to the code, you can see we've got the mail to for the email address, and also question mark subject equal for the email or for the subject line as well. So again, if you were to go to the browser and click on this link, it would open up your email client. Okay, so that's that done. Set a name. Set the name for default target window to self. So what this means is the email link will open up on the same existing page. So what we need to do, we need to go highlight the email link, go into the code, and at the end, after the speech marks, type in target, and then select self. So the email link will open onto the same page. Okay, that's that done. Make the image of the elephant ride a hyperlink. So where's the elephant ride? So this picture here. So let's right click and select hyperlink to the web page for the Goa sanctuary. Okay, so let me just see. So to the web page for the Goa elephant sanctuary. So existing file web page. So I think it's going to be this one here. Goa. It says GES. Let me just double check the page. Go to design. Yeah, so we want to link it to this page here. So if I go back to this page here, so it's going to be linked to NOV 163 GES, so that stands for Goa Elephant Sanctuary. So let's hyperlink, place an existing file or web page. Let's click on GES, and what we want to do is to open the page on a new window called _blank. So if we click on target frame and then select new window, okay, done. And we can see if the link is working in the browser. So if I click on the elephant, it should open, yep, a new window. Yep, so far so good. Save the page. For evidence to display the web page in a browser and take a screenshot of the page of the web page in the browser and place this into your evidence document. Okay, so we have to take a print screen of this page here. Let's zoom out so you can see the whole page. And let's take our print screen. So evidence 2, question 8. Yeah, so let's paste our print screen in now. Okay, we can crop off any part that we don't need. Make sure you include the address bar at the top. So that's the most important part. Let's save the evidence document. Okay, question 9. You will need to test this website at this point. Explain in your evidence document what you should test in this website before it's uploaded to the internet. So for question 9, evidence 3, type your answer into your evidence document using no more than 100 words. So since I've done this already, let's see what I've typed in. So we can test the internal links between the pages, also to see if the link page is open onto a new window, as stated. We can test the internal hyperlinks, so the anchor. So if you click at the bottom of the page and click here, this will return to the top of the page. We can test the email links if the link opens an email client, for example Outlook. The mail to also can be tested to see if it's got the correct recipient email address and correct subject line. And then we can see if the alternative text appears for each page as well. So these are the different things that we can test for the web page. Okay, let's move on to the next question. A trainee has attempted to create a style sheet to organize tables and lists. This contains a number of errors and omissions, so make sure your style sheet contains no HTML. All color codes are in hexadecimal. So for question 10, we have to open and edit style sheet, NOV163ss.css. Okay, so let's go to File, Open. And this is CSS that we need to open. You can also change it, the view to details. Yeah, so you can see this is a CSS file. Let's open it up. Okay, and let's see what we need to do. So the specifications for this style sheet are, okay, so we have a table tag, and then we have a tag for table cells. So table cells will be TD. Okay, and then we also have a tag for unordered list. So let's have a look at the style sheet. What do we have so far? So the unordered list, the list style is square, so that's already completed. We don't need to change that. We have a table style, but I'm going to complete and delete this because I want to do it again from scratch. So before I create the table, I want to focus on the internal grid lines. So we can see we've got internal grid lines of 2 pixels, and then we have an internal border color. So what we need to do first is create a TD tag. Let's type in TD, and if we go to border, the border size is 2 pixels, and then the color of the border is red for, it's going to be 2 Fs for red. So let's type in FF. Green is 66, and then the blue is 2 Cs. Okay, let's click on apply for now. Okay, so we've done that. Now we're going to create the table style for the external border. So create a new style. Let's type in table. Okay, go to border, and the external border will be 4 pixels, Okay, and the external border color is 4 Fs and 66 at the end. Okay, so just put 4 Fs, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 66 at the end. Okay, we also want to collapse all of the borders. Okay, so if we go to table, border collapse, and select collapse, click on apply, and done. Okay, so I've left out the solid lines because we need to use the most efficient methods. So because both table and TD have visible solid lines, we can do that together. And also the cell padding and cell spacing will be the 10 pixels for both the table and the TD tag. So the table cells refers to the internal cells, the TD. Okay, so what we now need to do is to create a new style, table, comma, and TD. First thing we need to say is the border style for both will be solid. Okay, and then if we go to box, the padding will be set to 10 for all of them. Now there's no options for spacing, so what we'll have to do is, if you press OK, come after the semicolon, type in spacing, colon, and then type in 10 for spacing as well. So what we've got here is basically the table and TD will both have a solid border, and the padding and the spacing will be 10 for table and TD. So it's no point duplicating these values in here and in here. So we can separate it like this. Right, what's left to do? So correct and complete the style sheet in the most efficient way. Add your name, center number, and candidate number as a comment to your style sheet. So to add a comment, you write /*, write your name, center number 5, 6, 7, 8, candidate number, I'll use 1, 2, 3, 4. To close the comment, you type in star and slash. Okay, save the style sheet into your HTML folder. So I'm just going to save it as it is. So let's press save. And then what we need to do is to take a print screen showing the content of your style sheet and place this into your evidence document. So let's take a print screen. So is it for question 10? Yes, it is. And then we can crop the parts off which we don't need and resize the parts that we do want to show. So make sure the print screen is nice and clear. Right, so let's move on. I think we're coming to the end now. So open a web page saved in step 8 in your editing software. So step 8 was was this page here, and what we need to do is okay, so after we've opened up the page, then we have to attach the style sheet saved in the step 10. So step 10 is this step here. So what we need to do is if you go to your browser, so let's attach the style sheet, browse. So let's select the style sheet we just saved previously, which is called NOV163ss.css. Let's press OK. And this appears after the inline styles. So basically these are the embedded styles in the HTML. And what do we do next? So we have to attach the style sheet, save the web page, and then display the web page in the browser and take a screenshot for your evidence document. So let's press save. Let's go to the browser. Okay, so here's the web page. So take a screenshot evidence of the web page in the browser and place this into your evidence document. So this is question 11, evidence 6. So let me take a print screen. We can compare, this is the after version. If you look at the earlier version, you can see there's no settings for the table. There's no grid lines, which is the obvious difference. So now we have an internal grid lines, which is the pink color, and then also the external grid line as well. Okay, so actually let me take another print screen. I might have to make it a little bit smaller. actually no, I want to show the browser window. Yeah, I'll have to zoom out a little bit more to get the whole table in. Okay, so for question 11, let's paste the print screen. Again, we can crop off any part which is not necessary. We don't need to keep the bottom part. We can make this a little bit bigger. Okay, and then for the evidence as well, we need to take a copy of the HTML source and place this into our evidence document. So for the same page, we need to go to code, and you're going to copy. Let's get rid of this now. The code from top, or from bottom to top, or top to bottom. Let's go from top to bottom. So from the first line all the way to the last line, copy the code and place this into your evidence document. So let's go down and let's press Ctrl V to paste. So here's the HTML. So it doesn't really matter the size. If you want to make the text a little bit smaller, you can do. Okay, so here we are. Let's make it a little bit smaller. Okay, so let's save the evidence document. Eventually you will be printing off the evidence document. So what we have here is basically an answer to our question, why are internal styles not efficient? If you look at your web page again, what you don't want to be doing is creating internal styles for each page, okay, because you have to basically duplicate your efforts, and if you have to change something, you'd have to change it for each page. What you could have done is create one style sheet and attach it to many web pages. Okay. The second evidence was a print screen in the browser. Then we had to talk about the different things that we can test, so the internal links, any external links, any email links, and checking to see if the alternative text appears. And then we had evidence of the CSS. So the table and TD have been done together because we had to use the most efficient methods. Both border styles are solid, so we did that together, and the padding and spacing is also the same for both TD and table, so we've done that together as well. I've included my name as a comment, so to add a comment you type in slash and star, write your details, and then finish your comment with a star and slash. And then we had another print screen with the updated CSS. You can see the borders are slightly changed. I can't actually see now the external border. So let me just delete this one here. If we go back to my browser window again. Yeah, I want to show that it's yellow, so let's just print screen again. It doesn't matter if that bottom part is cropped off. Let's paste it. Yeah, so that's a bit better, isn't it? So at least we can see the external border is yellow. And then we got an internal pink border. We can increase the size. And finally, we have a copy of the HTML source. Okay, so we've completed the website section of the November 2016 paper using Microsoft Expression Web 4. Thanks for your time. Please like and share this video, and please drop a comment, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel. Thanks again for your time.